Alright guys, so hola, bienvenidos, welcome and welcome back. So today I wanted to go over some different types of gloves that I would recommend. Now, when I started watching other YouTubers like Chris, Tito Vlogs, all these other guys like Quality HVAC, Jumperman Tech, I was always like looking, I'm like, what kind of gloves are they using? Because like, I don't know about you guys, but I go through a lot of them, just trying them out, and I never end up liking any of them. So gloves are more of that thing where I was like, oh, I'll use them when I need to lift something heavy or protect myself, but I never used them, and I used to cut up my hands, hurt my hands, like, and then if anything, we'd be blacker than hell or covered in sticky grease. A lot of just unwanted issues from not wearing gloves. So the thing is, I've tried a bunch of gloves now, and these are going to be the most comfortable that you've ever used if you have not used any of these, especially being on the rooftop. Being on a rooftop or being outside on a walk-in cooler, anything like that where you're out in the heat, regular gloves, especially if they're tight strapped or anything and thick, they're going to make your hands sweaty and uncomfortable, and then you're going to feel like you can't work like that with the gloves on, and you just end up taking them off or whatever. So these are gloves that you can wear all day. So we're going to get into that right now. And I don't know, I got a pet peeve of seeing guys with oversized gloves. So one thing I would recommend for you guys is make sure you wear the right size glove. So I have decently sized hands. I play basketball. I can palm a basketball. And I don't know, maybe I'll measure them, but I wear a medium. I am a large and everything else. And, you know, I'm like 5'11". I'm not even 6 foot, but I'm a large and everything else. But I went down a size and it made a big difference. So having them tight on you also makes you more comfortable, and you can grab things, because one thing a lot of people complain about with gloves is they can't grab things with gloves because they're so baggy. Go down a size if that's an issue for you. And like I said, I went down to medium and it's been night and day. So much more comfortable. They're skin tight. I can grab things. Of course, they'll loosen up after you wear them for a while if they are a little tight on you. And that's the way they're meant to be worn. So now I can grab things. I have them on all day. I use my phone with these gloves, and they're just much more comfortable when I went down the size. All right, guys, so these are the gloves that I have. And just to be transparent, these two right here were sent out to me. These, obviously, you can get them at Home Depot or Walmart. So these are going to be the Andanda, don't know if I'm saying that right, gloves. These are going to be the Warrior HVAC gloves. He's a tech over on Instagram that sells gloves, straw hats, gaiters, and different things. These are the Milwaukee Cut Level 1. I find these to be the most comfortable of their, I guess, lineup. And these are just regular Gorilla gloves. So all of these are great. Obviously, you got to protect your hands. You got to be wearing gloves. I would highly recommend wearing gloves the majority of the time that you're out there. I used to get cut up and real nasty, burns and different things. So I've been making sure that I find the most comfortable glove that I can, because what happens when you wear something like these? Now, these are just Walmart ones that I've had as spares now. But what happens when you wear something like these? You know, you can see that they're worn out. They work great. I would still recommend you have these thicker kind of gloves. I had some impact ones that had all that padding on the outside, but I don't know where they are right now. I can't find a few of my gloves for this video, but you guys all have gloves. I've had the mechanic gloves, different styles, Harbor Freight, the Hardy ones, I think they're called. Now I use the Walmart ones because I picked them up and they work fine. Now if you're going to be lifting heavy equipment, sharp edges, stuff like that, these are good, you know. Have a good solid pair of gloves that are kind of thick and won't cut through. That's great. But those kind of gloves get hot and sweaty. You can't always use them with your phone properly. There's a few issues with using these kind of gloves. That's where I went into this style of gloves. Now, I've seen Chris over on HVACR videos use Gorilla Gloves a lot, and I started using them. They do work really well. So I mean, something like this, it's good, it's comfortable. Like, they're pretty comfortable. So they're gonna have that mesh fabric on the outside and then a textured grip on the inside. Now, these don't work necessarily on the phone, so that was an issue I had. I used to cut the thumbs off so I can at least answer the phone and things like that. And now we use our phones for pressure checking and everything with our wireless equipment. So not being able to use my phone was an issue with these, although after wearing them for a few days or maybe a day of rough use, you start wearing out these fingers and they do start working with your phone. So they do work after a while, but then these also wear out very quickly. So a lot of the fingers I'd rip pretty quickly on these. And I know these are cheap. These are probably like $5 at Home Depot, or maybe a little bit less. So those were fine. They are, like I said, very comfortable because of the material they use. Then I also tried out the Milwaukee ones. Now these are similar to the Warrior HVAC ones. So on these, it's supposed to be cut resistant. They use a similar material on the back that's breathable, which is great. And the only thing is you're gonna wear out the fingers on these too, because it's like a coating that goes here. And you can use your phone, which is a great feature on these. It is cut level 1 resistant. Oh, it says Smart Swipe on there. I didn't even know that. And those are very comfortable, but this material wears out depending on what you do with it. So if you're twisting off things, caps, something that's locked, and you're rubbing these a lot, those are going to wear out pretty quick. The only thing for me, although I am Team Red, I just switched over to Milwaukee not too long ago. Like for the past year, I've been switching over. I don't like red gloves. I wear navy blue as my uniform, and we used to wear black. I'm not a big fan of the red gloves, especially at work. They stand out a little too much. So Warrior HVAC sent me out these. Now I believe he sells them as a 3-pack for like 20 or 25 bucks. They're very similar to those, but I will say these are a little bit more comfortable in my opinion. So if we put these on, also very similar in texture. I love the gray neutral of this, but it's going to be very similar. But yeah, these are going to wear out a little bit, so that's how they are. But you can use your phone. And I will say these are a little bit more comfortable than the Milwaukee ones. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But other than that, they're very, very similar. But I love the color on them. So these you can use your phone. These have been the most comfortable. So if you're out on a hot roof, I think these are the best ones you can go with. Breathable, works with your phone. I can wear these all day without feeling super sweaty or anything like that. That's what I think is the best thing about these kind of gloves. Too bad I lost the other pair. The first pair got covered in roach feces, roach crap. And then I went to my next pair because like I said, he sent me out a couple to try, and I lost it. I have a bad habit of leaving these in my back pocket or throwing them on my door, and it flew away. Next up are these that I got off of Amazon, but well, they were sent to me actually, but they're from Amazon, and they are Andanda. I don't remember what the cut level is on these. They do make several cut resistant gloves. So on these, it's also, again, the mesh back. These are all mesh breathable materials on the back. This one, however, is a rougher coating on the front. It's more latexy and very grippy. Surprisingly, these do work on your phone too, but this material is super, it's a lot more rigid and super durable. I've had this pair actually for a while, or I might be on my second pair, but it's not because I had to change, because I always lose them. But these are great for when you get really dirty. These won't rip on you. I've yet to rip these. I work in kitchen refrigeration a lot, so I deal with a lot of grease, a lot of crap, sometimes bugs and stuff. These are really good for that. And then you can wipe them away. This side, you can actually get wet and it just drops off, since it's more of a latex material. And it's that same breathable back. So these are something you can wear all day or for your call that's a few hours long or whatever, and not be uncomfortable or sweaty. And I believe these, I'm going to leave the link to everything, but I believe these were like a pack of 12 and it was like less than 15 bucks. So I think these are for like extreme conditions, because they're not super comfortable since they're more rigid. These are more for more extreme conditions, and then I would use one of these, like the Hvacr HVAC gloves, for more comfortable when I'm on like on a rooftop doing maintenance or doing service calls, and I'm out there all day. These are super comfortable, even in the sun and the heat that we get here in Texas. And I would use these more for heavy repairs or kitchen repairs when I'm working with grease or just dirty, sticky crap that we deal with, you know. All right, everybody, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's just me trying to give you guys some advice on gloves, because I think that was a question that I get every now and then. I used to get it a lot more before, because I'd wear them a lot. Like for a couple years now, I strictly try to keep my gloves on all day, and those are the ones that are most comfortable to me. Just to recap, these Gorilla gloves, they're really nice. The tips will wear out a lot, and they don't really work with smartphones right away, but they are comfortable and super skin tight. And also at Home Depot, you can get the Milwaukee Cut Level 1 Smart Swipe. These are great and comfortable too. Like I said, I just didn't like the red too much. Now the Gorilla gloves do have a shorter, I don't know, cuff here on the wrist. So I don't know, sometimes this can get a little annoying because it's a little long. So the Gorilla Glove ones, like I said, they're a tighter fit all around. So there's those. These are also very good. I like these. I like to have some of these too, because I can go to Home Depot and just pick these up. As far as ordering some, we have these Amazon gloves, the Andanda. Same material, super comfortable to wear all day, very durable because of this material that's a little more latexy and thicker. It won't rip, it shouldn't rip on you. It hasn't on me, and like I said, I've been using this when I work around fryers, greasy equipment, and just dirty environments. I'll use these more often, just because they are slightly less comfortable with the rigid material there, and they work with your phone. So these, I'm going to keep these from Amazon. These are going to be my second favorite pair, I believe. And then my absolute favorite has been from Hvacr HVAC. I'm sorry, but I already wore off the label on this one. I don't have any new ones. I need to reorder some. These are slightly more comfortable than the Milwaukee ones. Those are the ones that they're going to be most comparable to. It's basically all around kind of the same material, but these are more neutral. So I don't know about you guys, but like if you worry about, I don't know, the red looks kind of weird on the gloves, I think. So I really prefer the gray ones and black on this. And the only thing with these is if you do anything crazy with your fingers, like rubbing a lot, like removing caps, messing with screws, picking up little things like that, and you're kind of like rubbing this material a lot, it will give out. So that's what I'm saying, for heavier repairs or more something you need that's a little more durable, these other Amazon gloves are going to be great. but the most comfortable ones are these. So these are I'm going to be using on the rooftop a lot when I am out in that 100-degree weather and I just need something to protect my hands with. These are great, and I think these are a little more resistant to heat on metal roofs. So if you, I mean, obviously wear a glove if you're on a metal roof or anything like that where you can burn your hand, but these might be a little bit more resistant and thicker. But like I said, Warrior HVAC, most comfortable ones, and then I'm going to keep those Amazon ones, and they're both the same color, so I'm super happy about that. And I can just have great gloves and then have the Milwaukee as backups, because like I said, these I can pick up at Home Depot. The two favorite ones that I'm going to carry, I have to order them, so just giving you some options. Like I said, I used to wonder what other guys use. I surprisingly had a lot of questions on the gloves that I use, and I was always like, oh, I just use Gorilla Gloves or whatever. And now I do have preferences. So thank you, Warrior HVAC. Thank you, Andanda, for sending those out. Really appreciate it. And like I said, everything's going to be linked in the description. So if you guys want to check out some gloves, I'm just giving you guys like my preferences and how they're useful for me and how I wear gloves all day now without being uncomfortable or anything like that, and they are super useful. So please take care of yourself. If you guys need any advice on heat gear, because I don't know about where you guys are at, but we're hitting 105 consistently and 110. So make sure you have those straw hats or whatever kind of sun hats you guys use. I got some cooling towels and hoodies in the description too. And I have these like Toro extra dark tint sunglasses that keep all the sunlight out of my eyes, because a lot of the roofs I work on are either metal and shiny or white, and that is also very reflective. So make sure you take care of your eyes. I just picked up some Toro HD yellow lenses that I'm using as safety glasses, so when I'm brazing or I'm indoors and I want to wear glasses but not be blind, I wear those. So yeah, just check out the link in the description. There's a tool link in there with everything I recommend, and I just hope you guys are staying safe out there. So really appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys.